You know, our WWE divas are smart, powerful, and beautiful, and in some cases, stuck up. Please welcome Lay Cool and the rest of the WWE divas.
You're not enough for me. Just another man in love with me. Just another man. Hey. Gotta open up your eyes and see. You're not enough for me. First, I thought it was
Wow.
the way you flip your attitude.
Wow. Wow. Wow, look at all these people, Lay. Do you think all of them came to see us?
Of course. Of course, we all lay cool.
I mean, seriously though, I look out, I see all these beautiful faces, everybody's dressed up, I've got chill bumps, it's the Hall of Fame, and I don't know, I'm speechless.
Well, that's a first.
What are you talking about? Seriously though, for the first time, this night, it's not about us.
No, it's not. In fact, without this special person, there may not have been an us. Or any WWE divas.
So tonight, we are so excited to induct someone who represents everything that we stand for. She's beautiful,
Aw. She's stunning.
she's charismatic,
She's charming.
she's intelligent,
Ooh. She's gifted.
and she's inspirational.
Ooh. And not to mention,
Groundbreaking. She is.
She is. The term WWE diva would not exist without her.
That's because she was the original, the very first WWE diva. Sunny. Sunny completely reinvented what it meant to be a woman in the WWE. She was always ahead of her time.
For example, Sunny rocked the internet before anyone had heard of MySpace, Facebook, or even Twitter.
Yeah.
Shell, I heard that the actual internet crashed when she was online.
Lay, it's true. I mean, you can even ask these people. Anytime her picture popped up, everybody was downloading it. I mean, people downloaded it 1,000,000 times.
1,000,000 times?
1,000,000 times. Ooh, can you believe that? I mean, you guys did it, right? I mean, I did it. Yeah. It may have taken 20 minutes to do, but she's worth the wait.
Sure is.
Right?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the 2011 WWE Hall of Fame is about to become flawless. It is our honor and pleasure to induct
The original
WWE Diva. Let's all welcome Sunny.
Well, that's more like it. Everybody, take a look at what I started. Give him a round of applause. Woo! Holy cow, oh my God. I gotta be honest with you, I'm still in shock that I'm standing here right now. Let's hope I don't cry now. Let's hope I wait about, 5 minutes down the road, and then I'll start the tears. But, life has been a roller coaster for me. I think most of you know that. It's the easiest way to explain my life. But everything comes full circle, and here I am back in the WWE at the Hall of Fame, and I could not be more honored. I have to admit, When I was a kid, I was the biggest wrestling fan ever. I mean, you have no idea. My mom and my sister brought me to every single live event in New Jersey, where I grew up. Go Jersey! I actually even found out where all the wrestlers were staying so I can go and get my pictures and autographs just like each and every one of you do. Now remember, I was 10, so it's a little different. I was 10 years old, it was allowed. But once puberty hit, about 14 years old, I kind of stopped watching wrestling, became a cheerleader, and wrestling was a thing of the past, but it was always part of my life. Just in 1991, I decided to follow my high school boyfriend, very talented, very underrated wrestler named Chris Candido. I decided to follow him down to Tennessee, where he was getting a job with Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Now, my move was just to transfer college. I was pre-med. I was going to be a plastic surgeon, believe it or not. There's a brain underneath this blonde hair. I just don't let everybody know it. Transferring schools, his goal was to become a star in this business. So we moved to Knoxville. Then one night, fate called in the name of Jim Cornette. JC called and asked us to go out to dinner, so we went to this great barbecue place called Calhoun's on the River in Knoxville. Awesome ribs, you gotta go. Here I am thinking that we're gonna go out to dinner. JC's gonna talk to Chris about his career, and what happens? He looks at me, he goes, "I need a girl." I went, "Oh no, now what?" What is this crazy man thinking? I mean, because I don't know if you know Jim Cornette, I don't know if you ever met him, but he's a little kooky sometimes. So I said, "What's going on here? I'm a college student, I want to be a doctor, that's my goal." He's like, "No, listen, I need a girl, it'll only be 6 months, and then you can focus back on school." So I said to myself, you know what? Instead of just mooching money off my dad, my tuition, room and board, let's make some money on the weekends, I'll do it. 6 months, I'll be gone. Well, the 6 months came and went, and 2.5 years later, I was still working with Smoky Mountain Wrestling. By that time, Jim Cornette actually told me that he was going to fire me if I continued to get more heat than he was getting. But after that 2.5 years, I'm in my apartment, and the phone rings. I pick up the phone. It was the WWE. So here I am saying, "Chris, oh my God, WWE's calling for you." And they're like, no, we're calling for you. I was like, "Calling for me? What's going on?" So the voice on the other end of the phone says to me they want to bring me up to Stamford, Connecticut for an audition. I'm like, "Super, let's do it." Get on a plane on my birthday, December 7th, 1994. Flew to Stamford. They put me in the studio, put me in front of a camera and said, "Read from the teleprompter." I said, "What's a teleprompter?" I had no idea what I was doing. I explained, I'm a manager at Ringside down at Smoky Mountain. I really have no idea what you want me to do here. They said, "Just read it, you'll be fine." So I read it, and it was the worst audition I think anybody has ever done or seen. It's just horrendous. So I flew back to Knoxville, had the worst birthday on the face of the earth, and I said, you know what? It was horrible, never gonna happen. I'm gonna put the WWE out of my mind forever. 2 weeks later, I get another phone call. The voice on the other end says, "Can you start Monday?" I was like, "But I was horrible." "Not as horrible as you thought," they said. So I got on a plane, went to Stamford, and started taping the live event news as Tamara Murphy. 6 months later, I was called into a meeting, and that was the day that Sonny was born, and I was going on the road. This is when I was given the chance to change the way that women were viewed in the WWE. The wrestler was forgotten, and that's when the diva was born. It wasn't long before they realized that I could handle anything they threw at me. And believe me, they threw everything at me. Between pig slop from the Godwins or a birthday cake from Shawn Michaels, they threw it all in my face. I was given the chance to referee, to ring announce, to do color commentary, to do the first ever on-location bikini photo shoot. And I'm sure y'all saw that a few times. to record my own theme song. I managed 3 consecutive sets of tag team champions. I won 2 Slammies, and then in 1996, I was the most downloaded celebrity on America Online. And let me tell you, that blew my mind. When they told me that I beat Pamela Anderson, I said, wait a minute, I'd rather look at Pam than myself. Are you sure this is real? So, I also had the pleasure of managing some amazing tag teams, including fellow inductees of mine tonight, the Road Warriors. Which I gotta tell you was such a highlight of my life. You have no idea what it's like to walk down that aisle with those guys. It was incredible. You know, there's always been some debate as to who was the real original diva of the WWE. But I think after tonight, we can all put that debate to rest. You know, I couldn't be more honored to be included in such an amazing class of people tonight, and especially since I've had such a long history with all of them. I mean, you got HBK, who, in my opinion, is the best performer that ever stepped in a WWE ring. And I've had the pleasure of knowing him since 1994, and let me tell you, that man, he just gets better and better every year. The Road Warriors, who I had the honor of walking down that aisle, and when you hear that music and that what a rush, it electrifies you. Abdullah the Butcher, who I actually met on my very first show when I was 17 years old. Bullet Bob Armstrong, who I was so lucky to learn from him in Smoky Mountain Wrestling for almost 3 years. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who not only do I see just about every weekend now, but I actually met him in 1984 when I was just a fan, and I still have my 8x10 with him. Maybe I should have him sign it later. And then, of course, there's Drew Carey. Oh, wait, I just met Drew Carey tonight, so never mind. There's a few people I need to thank. First and foremost, probably the 2 most important people ever in my career, the most talented makeup girls on the face of the earth, Jill Clark and Janet Ventriglia, because let me tell you, if it wasn't for those 2, I definitely would not look like this on TV each and every week. Because Lord knows I can't do it myself. I'd like to thank JR for always having my back for the past 16 years. I have to thank a very good friend of mine, Jerry Lawler, who I've known since I was 17, and who made me sound like the greatest thing since sliced bread every single Raw. Howard Finkel for always remaining such an amazing friend. I could call him for anything for the past almost 20 years. I want to thank every single current diva in the WWE. I want to thank you all for welcoming me into your locker room every time I come back. I love each and every one of you. I'd like to thank, and here I'm going to start crying. I knew it was going to happen. I want to thank my amazing boyfriend, John. He's right over there. For having faith in me, kicking my ass back in gear, getting me back in sunny shape. It's all his fault. And thank you for being my rock. I want to thank my daddy. Hi, Daddy. For raising me the tomboy that I was, so I was able to enjoy this incredible business. I want to thank the entire WWE for giving me an opportunity of a lifetime. Most importantly, I need to thank all my minions and each and every fan out there, because let me tell you, I gotta tell you, if it wasn't for each and every one of you, none of us would be here. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support for all these years. You know, when I was 17 years old, a very wise man named Terry Funk once gave me some really good advice. He sat me down. I was only in the business maybe 6 months. And he said, "Kid, remember this. Whether you're in front of 15 people or 15,000 people, you give 110% and give them the same show every single time." And that's what I've tried to do for over 20 years for all of you. You know why? Because each and every one of you deserve nothing less. Wow. I didn't cry as bad as I thought I would. Oh my God. You know, Ty. I do have to say, it is an incredible honor not only just to be here with each and every one of you tonight, but to be named the youngest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame ever. But remember, I'm still not too old for one more run. And like I've always said, what Sonny wants, Sonny gets. Thank you all.